It is the crescendo of beekeeping season here at the homestead because this month we finally got to harvest our wonderful honey. In this month's episode, we'll definitely be going over the bee forage that we have on our property, as well as some of the beekeeping tactics we are using in our apiary. But I want to make sure to take you on the journey of our honey harvesting process so that you can see how we do it here on the homestead. So let's talk foraging first. We are definitely in a dearth. You can see our poor lilac is a little wilty. We don't have a whole lot available for the bees right now. We do have some garden plants. Our sunflowers are starting to shut down, but we do have some basil that the bees are taking advantage of. In terms of native plants, there's only one or two that seem to be doing anything for the bees. The first one, believe it or not, is ragweed. Common ragweed to be specific, and the bees seem to be really enjoying stockpiling that pollen for the last round of brood to make their winter bees, and probably to start stocking up for the overwinter storage so that they can begin the brooding season in late February. The other native is the compass plant, and we're not seeing a lot of traffic here, but there is some bee traffic, so I thought it was worth mentioning. This month is for my varroa mite treatment research. I typically use Apivar, but I do occasionally rotate out just to keep things fresh to make sure I don't get any varroa immunity. I have tried other things like HopGuard. This year I'm looking at Apivar Life, which uses a thymol coming from thyme. And so we'll be interested to see what those results are. Please do your research on your treatments, because if you do it incorrectly, it can hurt your bees. And there's a lot of timing and temperature requirements for the various options out there for treating varroa mites. So just make sure you find one that's right for your area. If you stuck around, then you're ready to talk about honey processing. Well, it all starts in the apiary, of course. And I start things off by smoking my honey boxes. That way I can drive down my bees down into the brood box. And in case I have a stray queen going for a walkabout, I know that she's safe and sound. After I remove my honey boxes, I'm going to take them to a different location in the backyard, and I'm going to use a leaf blower, out of all things, to blow out the remaining bees. I find this is more effective than like a brush because I have squished bees in the past, and that just makes them angry. With a leaf blower, I can blow them out of the box, and they fly home to the hive safe and unharmed. I go one step further with my frames. I will physically remove each individual frame. I know it's time consuming, but when my whole family helps me out with the honey processing, I don't want any surprise bees for them, and I don't want any bees in my living room. So I will use the leaf blower to remove any remaining bees from each individual frame. We are able to get access to a honey trailer, and that's what I want to talk about next. So shout out to my bee guru. Thank you for letting me use your trailer this year. It was a huge hit and it saved so much time. So let's talk about all the toys in the honey trailer. We have electric and water access inside this enclosed trailer. We even have air conditioning. I mean, we wouldn't want to be uncomfortable while we're processing honey. The decapping machine takes one frame at a time and quickly and efficiently removes the wax cappings. There is a catch sump at the bottom of this machine, and it will collect all of the wax cappings and the remaining honey. We will then later strain that wax out overnight, letting the honey flow through a screen and into a collection tub. It takes all night, but we can get an extra 5 gallons from this, so it's worth the wait. We have dual centrifuge action here at the honey trailer, and so these 12 frame centrifuges make for quick and efficient work to get every last drop of honey out of the frame. When using the centrifuge, we balance out our frames by having equivalent frame weights on opposite ends of the centrifuge as we make our way around the 12 different slots. From there is an adjustment nut on top where it tightens the belt. What we'll do is we'll slowly start tightening that belt to get the centrifuge to slowly gain momentum, and we're listening for any wobble or unevenness in our weights. Once our centrifuges are done spinning the honey, it all drains into a 5-gallon bucket, and we'll let these 5-gallon buckets sit along with the remaining caps and honey that we got from the decapping machine overnight. And that's going to allow the wax in the 5-gallon buckets to float to the surface so we can skim that off for quicker honey processing. Once we get the trailer cleaned up and head home with all of our honey buckets, it's time for bottling. This is a whole family event. We have dual bottling buckets and dual sets of screens. And so while my bride and my son are bottling honey, My little girl is passing off clean bottles and helping me cap. I'll be checking the caps, rinsing off the bottles, and adding honey to our screens so that we can have this continuous process for maximum efficiency. I say screens and not filters because the screens get all of the big clumps out. Any remaining bee legs or grass or whatever is removed from the honey, but the honey still contains all of those valuable attributes like the local pollen and still some of the very tiny wax particles. After the honey has been bottled, capped, rinsed off, and dried, it is time to go down to the storage room for long-term storage. We'll put some labels on and reach out to our local customers who are anxiously awaiting our honey. It's a win-win as we get a little reimbursement for all of our hard work, and our customers get to enjoy some raw local honey. This is old Hootie Hoot here, and Hootie Hoot hopes you've had a heck of a time watching this video and would love for you to holler back by watching this next one, giving us a like, maybe even a subscribe.